Hey guys, so today I will be doing a wrap up for February and a TBR for March. I only have 2 full-length novels to talk about, and then the rest are all graphic novels. So I'm not going to go in the order that I read them. I'm going to split them up between graphic novels and regular novels. It may be obvious that I did not really have a lot of reading time in February at all. I actually really hated that, but there was really nothing I could do about it. School is just taking up so much more of my time than I thought it would. But anyway, let's get into what I read. So the first thing that I read was actually on my Kindle, and it was Cascade, which is by Lisa T. Berggren. This is the second book in the Rivers of Time series, which the first book is about this girl who goes back in time. I can't remember the exact era, but it's like medieval time, and it's in Italy. And the second book was pretty good. I kind of feel the same way about all the books in the series so far. They're kind of slow to get into, but once I do get into them, I end up really enjoying them. The second book took a little bit longer to actually get into, but it was good. I do want to continue with the series and finish it because it's just fun, and I kind of have an attachment to these characters. And then the second and last full-length novel that I read in February was The Princess Diaries by Meg Cabot, which I loved so much. I kind of have a thing for like princesses and royalty, and just I love that type of thing in books and movies and everything. And the Princess Diaries movies are some of my favorite of all time, so it really shouldn't be a shock that I loved this. But I do have to say that the book and movie are just really different in a lot of ways, but I actually kind of liked that because I'm able to love both the book and the movie kind of separately, because I love everything about the movie and I loved everything about the book. They're just different, if that makes sense. I feel like Mia is totally different in this book. She's definitely more like a relatable young girl as opposed to the movies where she seems much older than she really is. The grandmother is also extremely different in this book. She's definitely more rough around the edges and is just not quite as classy as Julie Andrews in the movie. So yeah, there's a lot of differences, but I loved them both, and I gave this a full 5 stars. So much fun, and I cannot wait to continue with the series. The next thing that I read is The Magic Finger by Roald Dahl, and literally this book is so small. This is about a girl who has a magic finger, and she lives next door to these people who love to hunt animals, and she doesn't like that. So one day she points her finger at them and kind of curses them to teach them a lesson about hunting. And it was so good. I really enjoyed it. I do have to say that I'm not a huge fan of Quentin Blake's illustrations though. I feel like they're just so messy and look like he drew them in 2 seconds, and maybe I'm missing some artistic thing here, but I don't know. I don't love them that much. They're just kind of okay for me. I might be the only person in the world who feels that way. But either way, really enjoyed this book, and I gave it a 4 stars. Now on to all the graphic novels that I read. Again, these are not in the order that I read them. I'm just kind of showing them to you as they're piled up here. So this next book was by far my favorite book of the month. It's one of my favorite books of the year already, and it was just absolutely amazing. It is Tomboy, a graphic memoir by Liz Prince. I loved everything about this. I loved the art style, which I'll just show you really quickly. It's all black and white, but it's fantastic. Really love Liz Prince's style. I love the way it was written. It just totally flowed together. I was never bored with it. I also really loved that whenever a new character that was going to be important to the story was introduced, she put their picture with their name and some facts about them, and I thought that was really cool. This is about Liz, who was a tomboy growing up, and not kind of your stereotypical tomboy. Like, she legitimately refused pretty much anything that had to do with being a girl. This entire book is just about societal pressures and gender roles, and how, you know, each gender is expected to grow up a certain way and to act a certain way and do certain things, or they're considered abnormal. And I am highly interested in that topic anyway. I pretty much have been ever since I took a sociology and women's studies class in my freshman year of college. I kind of picked this up knowing I was going to love it, and it blew me away, and I ended up loving it even more than I thought I would. It's seriously fantastic, you guys. Liz Prince's voice is just refreshing and unique. It's one that you need to read. Like, yes. Full 5 stars, if I didn't say that already. So amazing. Okay, I'm done now. I'm sorry. Then I read volumes 1 and 2 of the Scott Pilgrim series, which is by Brian Lee O'Malley. These are the color editions, which I'm so excited that I decided to pick these up from the library because I feel like the black and white would just not be the same for me. The artwork is one of my absolute favorite things about this series. I think most of you guys know what this is about, but if you don't, this is about Scott Pilgrim, who ends up dating this new girl, and he finds out that he has to fight all 9, I think, of her evil ex-boyfriends before they can actually be together. So it's very fun. It's quirky, definitely, but I absolutely adore it. So I gave both of these 4 stars. Then I read the second book in the Lunch Lady graphic novel series. This is Lunch Lady and the League of Librarians. Very cute. I don't know what else to say about it. That's just kind of it. Very simple artwork and simple story, and it's just a lot of fun just to flick through. I ended up giving this a 3 stars. The last thing that I read in February was Battling Boy by Paul Pope, and I was actually a little disappointed in this. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars because I definitely enjoyed reading it, and the artwork is phenomenal. I can't even express. So let me just show you, because look at that. The detail and the color and the harsh lines, just everything. I would give the artwork alone 5 full stars. Just incredibly beautiful. But I feel like the story part of it I was a little bit disappointed with. I was expecting a bit more. This is about a boy who ends up going to this new planet where the superhero has been killed, and so he kind of has to become the new superhero, which sounds totally epic. And it was definitely interesting. But I feel like there was some certain things about the storyline that were just kind of lacking a little bit, and I didn't really feel a connection with some of the characters. This book has been talked up so much that I was expecting a bit more, so, you know. But I would definitely recommend reading this for the artwork alone. So that's everything that I read in February. My March TBR, I don't even really know what to show you because I don't like showing you 10 books that I plan on reading, because most of the time I end up not ever getting to them. At least not in that month. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm currently reading, and then just a few books that I really want to get to at some point throughout the month, and then we'll see what happens. So I've actually already read 3 graphic novels here, so you will see me talk about these in my March wrap-up. Obviously I'm reading a lot of graphic novels right now. I'm just so into them. I am loving them so much. So I'm sorry if, you know, you don't like seeing all these graphic novels. So firstly, I am currently reading The Vintage Teacup Club, which is by Vanessa Green. And this is actually for a book club that my mom and I are in together. And this was the pick for this month. My mom chose it. This is about a vintage teacup set. Imagine that. And it ends up bringing these 3 different women together and their lives kind of colliding. So it's really cute so far. I am 75 pages in, really enjoying it. So I'm hoping that I can finish this weekend. That is a definite goal of mine. I am also currently reading Thunderstruck by Elizabeth McCracken, which is a collection of short stories. I've only read 2 of the short stories so far. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but I definitely want to continue. Then I have a graphic novel of my own that I really want to pick up, and that is Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead, which is the adaptation of the 3rd book in the series. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I'm so excited. I'm having a hard time waiting. I really want to just start it now, but I'm trying to finish my book club book first. So as soon as I'm finished with that, I am picking this up. These last 3 books are ones that I really want to get to this month, and I'm going to do everything I can to do that. I just never know how much reading time I'm going to have, so we will see. But first I have Princess in the Spotlight by Meg Cabot, which is the 2nd book in the Princess Diaries series. Then I have There Is No Dog by Meg Rosoff. It just looks so good. So I hope I can get to it. And then lastly I have In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken, which I've been meaning to read for quite some time now. I finished Never Fade in January, I think. So I need to know what happens in the 3rd and final book. Like, this series is one of my favorites. So that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I really haven't had a whole lot of reading time. My books fell over and I thought something was falling on me. So firstly, my shirt's all messed up now. This is about a vintage teacup. Whoa. So that's it for everything that I read in... This is about a vintage teacup. No, I hope I did not just break that. Thank God it's not broken. It's a tough little bird. I have a wrap up for March. Just kidding. So today I have a wrap up for March. I keep saying that. Hey guys, so I just hit my hand on the fan.